Today we hear real stories about student debt, financial struggle, and surviving in an economy built on broken promises. Welcome to the real economy.
I've got $87,000 of student loans, and now the government is like, pay up, no mercy, no support. This country sets us up for failure. They handed out student loans to 18-year-olds with no real world guidance, and now they're shocked that we're drowning. And we even talk about the interest, because my interest rate is about 6% on my student loan. That's after I consolidated them. It used to be 6.5%. My 87,000 used to be about 65,000. With the way that interest is on my student loans, it is growing faster than I can even pay it off. And now they're gonna garnish wages, wreck us, and punish us while refusing to cap interest rates or fix the system. It's not justice, it's exploitation.
I keep seeing student loan debt videos and how, it's going into collections and everybody needs to start paying their shit back. And there's people in the comments talking about we don't mind to pay it back. We just don't want to pay the interest and da 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 da. And I'm trying to figure out who the fuck is the we in this equation. Because not I. Not I. I don't want to pay none of it back. And I mean none of it. Interest or not, I don't want to pay it back. I don't know. I just feel like I shouldn't even be in this country. School should be free. Y'all don't want to. That's my reparations. You giving me free fucking school. Yeah. Free education is my reparations. Y'all don't want to give me nothing else. Take that student loan debt and shove it up your ass. I don't want to pay it back. I really don't. Interest or not. Y'all can keep that because, baby, I do not want to pay none of it back. Even if they take away the interest, I don't want to pay it back. Y'all got it.
I'm going to tell y'all right now, if you got student loan debt and you have not looked at them student loans at all, you better get on it. You better get on it. Please share this with anybody who got some student loan debt who is not paying attention to the news. Starting May 5th, all the COVID era relief having to do with student loans is done. Done. Go get yourself on a payment plan. Make sure your loans are not in default. They will be garnishing your wages. They will be taking your tax returns. It's done. They don't care. They don't care what you got to do to make these payments on the student loans.
They just said that 92% of the people that went to college and racked up all this student loan debt don't and won't have jobs in the degrees that they got the debt in. So why y'all asking us to pay this money back? If you know that, why are we being asked to pay? And then this is the thing that gets me. Before I could even lift my right foot out of the door frame of graduation, my university was already contacting me for a donation. It's because of y'all that I'm a bam flipping donation to the Department of Education. And now they want to garnish our wages. What did you go to school for? Did you graduate with your degree? And are you actively using your degree to make tons of money like they promised you? Was it worth going to college? Was it worth racking up all this student loan debt? And even if you did go to college, finish your degree, you walked across the stage and you got your pretty degree, have you finished paying back your student loans? Will you pay back your student loans?
Okay, I'm not attempting to make a student loan debt video. However, I did want to get in on the conversation. The highest number I've heard of student loan debt is about, I think maybe 95,000, right? Where are all my first generation students? Where are all my students that grew up in poverty? And when I say poverty, you ate syrup sandwiches, okay? Because we got 200K in student loan debt. Is the debt in the room with us? Because, girl, went to school. I got the degrees. I'm getting the last degree. I'm getting a doctorate. Because y'all said it. Y'all said in 7th grade when y'all put us in that class, look through this book of employment. Figure out what you want to be. And my dumbass believed you. Ask me, am I making $200K money? Who gonna tell them? Poor decisions. Poor decisions over financial commitment. And you would do that to somebody whose brain isn't fully developed? Got him!
Are you or someone you know still paying off student loans? How has it affected your life? Always know if you qualify for loan forgiveness programs. Many borrowers don't realize they're eligible.
Last night I had to log into my student loan account to print out the paperwork to have my taxes done today. So I got to get a glimpse of my student loan balance for the first time in, I don't know, presumably a year. I honestly don't remember knowing what I owed still. Now, for a point of reference, I graduated in 2011. Okay, so I've been making student loan payments for almost 14 years. I actually did the math. It was about 165 monthly student loan payments that I've made so far. Okay, now I went to pharmacy school. I'm a pharmacist. That's a doctorate degree. It took 6 years. I went to a private school, not because I wanted to, but at the time, there were only 6 schools in the state of Pennsylvania with a pharmacy program. 2 of them were state schools, 4 of them were private. Chose the school I chose because they gave me a $12,000 a year academic scholarship for the first 4 years. So I got $48,000 worth of academic scholarship. So that's why I chose that school. So my education, even with the scholarship, cost still like $250,000, roughly. Now, I'm fortunate. My parents paid for a really good chunk of that, over $100,000. I don't remember the exact numbers, honestly, of how it all washed out. But I do know when I got my first student loan bill in the mail, well, I almost shit a brick, but my balance was like right around $125,000. Okay, 165 monthly payments on $125,000. How much do you think I still owe? $78,000. Yeah, I don't know. The math isn't mathing. Now, full disclosure, I did refinance at some point, which is a horrible idea. Like at the time, it seems like a good idea because the monthly payments are so like overwhelming. But in the long run, you're screwing yourself when you refinance the student loan. You just are. So 165 monthly payments. I never deferred it. I never missed a payment. And I still owe $78,000. And I've been out of school for 14 years. My oldest turns 10 next week. So realistically, if she decides to go to college, I'm going to be still paying my student loans and likely still owe like $30-some thousand on my student loans when I'm trying to figure out how to pay for her college.
Hey y'all, so I come here for some serious help because I got some real serious business to handle, right? So y'all know Trump just dropped this executive order, basically get everybody to start back up with their student loan repayments or to start their student loan payments. And I'm basically trying to get my finances in order and figure out which option I'm going to use. So basically, I graduated college in 2021, which was around COVID time. So I wasn't really worried about paying my loans back because that was when they was doing the student loan forgiveness and putting all the debt on hold and blah, blah, blah. I have $10,000 worth of loans to pay back. I had $30,000 worth of Pell Grants and scholarships. So as far as the $10,000 is concerned, I'm trying to figure out this public service loan forgiveness that they have that my job is eligible for. It says that after 10 years of working for my job, 120 months worth of payments, whichever is more equivalent, then I will be considered for loan forgiveness. So I did the math. If my loan is $10,000 and I'm paying $80 a month, $80 a month times 120 payments is $9,600. And if my loan is $10,000, then I'm only being forgiven for $400. Is this something that I'm missing, y'all? Or like I might as well pay it off. If I'm gonna wait 10 years for it to be forgiven, help me, somebody.
Hi, My name is Casey, and I am in $150,000 of student loan debt. So if you don't already know, I am a physician assistant, and I graduated PA school with $260,000 of debt. I know, ridiculous. So that is combined with my undergrad. I went to Penn State, so a big state school, and my parents helped as much as they could, but they raised 3 of us kids, and I wish they could have afforded to pay it for our entire college career, and I'm so grateful that they helped in the way they did, but I did not expect them to pay in full for all 3 of our college careers. So from undergrad, I had about $100,000 of debt, and then in PA school, I accumulated another $160,000. And granted, yes, I was very irresponsible looking back. I took out the maximum amount of student loan money that they would let us live off of. They would give you an allotted sum each quarter to pay rent, pay for groceries, and I was living large. I thought that money was just free money to me. I even went on a cruise during PA school with my friends. Obviously wouldn't regret and take back any of that because I had the time of my life. Let me tell you, I loved PA school. I loved the friends I met. I loved the school I went to. I lived in Portland, Maine for 2 years. It was amazing. I wouldn't trade it for the world. But again, could I have been more responsible? Yes. Trying to pay down this debt, I've been a PA going on 8 years now. So I have paid down my debt significantly from $260 to $150. But the $150 still hanging over my head just seems nearly impossible and never ending to go away. I go back and forth between, do I want to live very frugally and lock myself up, not do anything fun, and just pay down as much debt as I can? Or do I want to continue to live my life and enjoy all the moments that I have in my early 30s right now? And again, in my 20s, I enjoyed every bit of my life. I have a 4-month-old now, so I'm starting a family. I plan to have more kids. It's just like the burden of student loans. I can cry. You feel lost, but I think TikTok's helped me gauge that I'm not the only one in this kind of student loan debt. I wish I made more money and I wish I could work multiple jobs, but that's just not feasible to my lifestyle now with a kid. It's crazy how when you're young, you're like, I'm gonna be a girl boss, I'm gonna have a badass career, I'm gonna work my ass off, and no kid's stopping me from, not having that career in my future. But then you have a kid and everything changes. I want to be able to spend time with my kid, raise my child, not have to work countless hours and multiple jobs to pay my student loans off. It's just really hard. I have days where I'm motivated to work as hard as I can, to try to make as much money as I can. And then I have days where I'm like, none of that matters now. Because I want to spend time with my child. So it's really hard and just being like fully transparent with how much debt I have. And, one day it will be gone, but I don't want to be old when it's gone. I want to be young and still be able to have fun and enjoy it. So I'm sure a lot of people can relate on here to the student loan debt crisis and not making enough salary-wise to be able to pay off your debt quickly. In the next 5 years, I can pay another $150 off, but who knows what's going to happen in the next 5 years. So just figured I'd share with you for the morning. Hope you all have a wonderful week, and we'll chat soon. Bye.
If you could go back, would you still take out the same student loans? Why or why not? Focus on high-interest loans first when making extra payments. It saves you more in the long run.
And to all those Trump supporters who are against waiving student loan debt from students and from anybody who really can't afford paying back their student loans, because hello, we are going into a recession and making payments on your student loans is going to be way more expensive than what it was a couple of years ago. Biden wanted to waive all student debts. He wanted to wipe it clean for Americans, right? He wanted people to get a fresh start in society. So to all those people who think that everybody has to pay back their student loan debts because they paid back their student loan debts just shows how selfish and how entitled Americans are. Because on one hand, you have some who think, well, if I had to pay mine back, you're going to have to pay yours back. Okay, I'm happy that you were able to pay yours back, but not everybody has that opportunity to even pay back their student loans. Not everybody has the job that they got their degree in because they can't find a job. Not everybody can afford a rent, a car, health insurance, and everything like that. Just because you think you got the upper hand in society doesn't mean that you have to also hold other people accountable. And if you're going to hold these people accountable to pay back their student loans, then let's hold this administration accountable. Let's hold Trump accountable. Let's hold Caroline Leavitt accountable. Let's hold everybody accountable. Let's just put everybody into debt and let's just file for bankruptcy. If you're really going to act like that, you can't sit here and say it's an eye for an eye because you're not holding other people accountable. You're just holding certain people accountable. I don't care that you went to school and you were able to pay off your student loan debts. And I don't care that you went to school 30 years ago and were able to pay off your student loans. 30 years ago, going to college was very affordable. So I really don't care what you have to say. People are struggling. This generation is struggling because of what you guys keep voting for. My generation is struggling and my generation can't really get ahead because of you guys. I really don't care. I just don't care. There are people out there who need help and we can give people help, but stop being so selfish and stop being so entitled. And it's always coming from white Americans, very entitled and very pick-me energy.
Hey, stop scrolling. It's day one of me using TikTok to pay off my student loan. All you gotta do is watch the video for 1 full minute and tell a story in the comments. I'm a registered nurse with 2 master's degrees and I work full-time. As of today, April 30th, 2025, I owe $54,539.85. Like most of us, I was a teenager when I took out thousands of dollars in student loans and I thought it was the right thing to do. I did the right thing, I went to college, but as a registered nurse with 2 master's degrees, it's still not making a dent. So here's 30 seconds of entertainment while you decide what story you're going to tell in the comments. I'm growing plants. These are nasturtiums. Give me tips because they haven't bloomed yet and they should be blooming soon. This is a sunflower. This is also a sunflower. Sunflowers. I'm gonna plant them outside. Don't worry. These are tomatoes. Yes, I know I need to thin them. These are various vegetables. Rest in peace, Coulter. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Oh, and another thing, you can tell FAFSA to go on right to hell, and I'll meet them there. I'm not giving y'all a goddamn cent of my money, okay? Money that I don't have, by the way. But even if I did have the money to pay for it, you're still not getting it. Y'all the one that forced us to go in the first place, telling us that if we didn't go to college, we weren't going to amount to nothing. And, you know, going to college is better than having a trade. And, you know, if you want to have this amount of money, then you need to... All lies. All lies. Most of us are unemployed. Most of us are working in fields that have nothing to do with our degree. And you want my money. You can take that up with whoever you need to take it up with. Take it up with Jesus. I heard he paid it all. That's what they've been telling me. They say he paid it all and I'm going to let him pay it. So, y'all not getting a goddamn cent.
First of all, user 280-207-390-9725, I am so flattered. So flattered. So I graduated 5 years ago from Harvard Law School with $247,214 in student loan debt. While I did graduate in 2016, it wasn't until 2017 that I started paying off my student loans in earnest, after I had started my job and after I had finished settling into New York. For this period, I would put $2,000 a month towards student loans, and for my bonuses, I would take $5,000 to $10,000, spend it on myself, and then put the rest towards my student loans. And I do concede that I lived very comfortably during this time. In fact, so much that I got golden handcuff earrings. But I do have a classmate who did manage to pay off their loans in 3.5 years, but they are the exception and not the rule. So how much do I owe 5 years after graduating? $100,220, which honestly I'm pretty excited about. Like, go me.
Y'all might as well call me juvenile because I'm about to have 400 degrees. I'm not paying those student loans back. I'll just go back to school. I signed those student loan papers when I was 18 years old. I was just going to college. There was no plan on paying that money back. You know why? Because that was predatory lending. You knew I ain't had no job. You knew I ain't had no way to pay that money back. You didn't even ask for a co-signer on these loans. And when you do your research on how we got to these federal loans, you'll realize it's just another cog in the racism wheel. Because used to be free for everybody. It used to be federally funded, which means everybody was paying for college students to go to college. But when it was your granddaddy going to college, it was cool. But when it came time for people like me and my granddaddy to go to college, now we don't want to pay for college no more. Now it's, I do not want to pay for your college education. I wonder why that is. Well, let me ask you a question. Raise your hand if you have benefited from food stamps. Raise your hand if you have benefited from public housing. Raise your hands if you have received federal tax credits for your kid. Raise your hand if you have received a stimulus check from the government. See, these are things that a majority of Americans have benefited from. Not black Americans. We talking about white Americans who have majority benefited from all of these things, all of these programs. I ain't benefited from them, but I pay for them with my taxes. But when it comes to people bettering themselves, you say, I don't want to pay for that. But when it comes to billionaires getting PPP loans forgiven, oh, it's nothing. Oh, forgive the 1%. Make it make sense. Either way, I don't care, because I'm about to take over for the 25 through the 28, 400 degrees.
What sacrifices have you made because of student debt? Share your story below.
Just found out that my estimated student loan debt payoff is in the year 2049. 2049. 2049. Do I have my fiance start planning my funeral today or tomorrow?
Nothing's new. 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 Nothing's.
Today I'm trying something new. This is my last ditch effort. I am drowning in student debt. I have over $75,000 in student debt, and I'm not even done with school. Please stay to the end of this video, because it would help me tremendously. So here's what I'm doing. I saw this girl who paid off all of her student loans, all of her debt, all from filming TikTok videos. How crazy is that? I decided, why not give it a try? So all I need to do is post at least 1 minute long videos. Those qualify for like a paycheck. This is episode 1 of trying to pay off my student loans. It would help a lot if you liked, comment, or shared this video. That would boost this video out to different FYPs. I'm hoping I can start paying off my student loan soon. Other than that, if there's any other content that you want to see, also put that in the comments. I do want to know what you guys want to look at and what content you want to see. Hopefully this is the start of something new, but I'll see you guys in the next one.
Student loan, Fed loan, Mohella, I don't care who it is. Y'all better not take no more than that $18 that I agreed upon for you to withdraw my bank account each and every month. I don't care. You ain't getting no more than that. We agreed upon $18 for you to take out my check. Not even my check. Withdraw from my bank account each and every month. And that's all you get. That's all you getting. You ain't getting no more than that. You asking for more? Hey, better get in the blood, because you ain't getting no more than $18. Student loan, Fed loan, Mohella, whoever y'all is. You ain't getting no more than that $18. Not $20, not $19. You're getting $18. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less.
Do not rely on the government to ever help you or bail you out. I just have to say, as all this information about these student loans is going on and people are saying, well, Biden said that he would do this, and Biden said, listen, I was in college when Obama was president, and Obama was saying, go to college, take out the student loans, I'm going to help you guys, I'm going to relieve these. No, they're not. No one is ever going to come help you but you. No one is going to save you. There was a time in my life where I was on food stamps and I was homeless. Nobody was going to help me. The government was not helping me. Food stamps were not helping me get out of the situation that I was in. I also went and applied for Section 8. You know what the lady told me at the window? She said, ma'am? And I said, yes. And she goes, we have people in Section 8 for 6 generations. She's like, you're not going to get a call back for years. Guess what? It took 4 years and they called me back. I don't know. I could have been living in a dumpster those last 4 years. But yeah, I finally got a call back and said, you qualify. And I was like, nope. You know what I did in those 4 years? I went to school and took out loans. and said, you know what, to hell with this. I don't want to live in this type of society. I don't want to sit around and wait for anybody. So I took loans out. And at the time, I had some mental health things going on, so I couldn't work. And I was a single mom to a 2-year-old little girl. So guess what? I took extra loans out to help pay for my rent. Because remember, I said I was homeless. I didn't have anywhere to live. And my family lived 9 hours away from me, so I didn't have anybody to help me or to babysit. How was I going to go to work and go to school full time? So I just decided to buckle down. I was like, you know what? I'm going to take these loans out. I'm going to pull out a little extra. I'm going to be able to pay my rent. I'm going to be the best mom that I can be to this little girl. And I'm going to get my bachelor's degree and I'm going to become a teacher. And so that's what I did. I showed up and went to class. I made the dean's list. I graduated. I got my teaching certification and started teaching. Like, do I get any kind of credit for that? I got off food stamps. I denied the Section 8 housing. But to sit here and think that the president or the government is going to come save you or make your life any better, you are wrong. If you are sitting at home and waiting for a check, I'm going to tell you right now, life is so much easier when you get up and go to school or when you get up and go get a job. I remember standing in that line getting Medicaid for my little girl, and it was the most stressful, most disgusting place I had ever been. I was like, to hell with this. I'm getting a job, I'm going to go get an education, and I'm going to go to get health insurance. Like, this crap is not worth it to me. My $600 a month food stamps that I was getting was not worth it. It was not worth it. It was so stressful living like that. And I don't know how people live like that. And I don't know how you live like that for generations. That literally is a full-time job. Sitting in paperwork. Staying broke. You have to make below a certain income to qualify for those. What? Like, no, I don't know. Maybe I have the wrong mentality, but I just could not sit there and live my life like that. And so, yeah, shame on me. I took out loans and decided to go to college and better my life. So I don't regret my student loans, but I will tell you this, for all of you guys sitting there thinking, oh, well, he was supposed to help us. This guy was supposed to do this guy. You guys are sitting around waiting for the wrong ship because it ain't coming. You have to get up and do something. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and you have to say, what am I going to do? What can I have control of? Because you can't control anybody else but yourself. And so if you owe these student loans, you've got to get a hard look at yourself and say, what career am I doing? How am I going to pay this off? I did go to college and make that choice. You can't blame anybody, and don't sit here and think that the government's going to help you, because they're not. If they do actually relieve these loans or lower the interest rates to like 0% so that we can pay these off in 3 to 5 years, that would be the actual smart plan. But do I think the government's going to do that? No. So get up, do something for yourself, and take some type of action. That's the only way that you're going to get out of this situation.
Thanks for watching The Real Economy. If you're dealing with debt, check the free resources link below.